General Thaxter had served the Zelthian Empire for 43 cycles. He had commanded fleets, conquered 17 systems, and never once questioned his loyalty to the imperial throne. He was a professional soldier, dedicated to his duty. That dedication lasted exactly 7 minutes into his first encounter with human military personnel. The diplomatic summit on the neutral station Concordia was meant to be routine. The humans were new to galactic politics, and the Empire wanted to assess their military capabilities before deciding whether they posed a threat or an opportunity. Thaxter had volunteered to lead the delegation, curious about these mammals who had somehow developed faster-than-light travel in less than a century. He expected primitive tactics, crude weapons, perhaps some bravado masking their inexperience. What he got was Sergeant Major Rodriguez. The human walked into the joint military exchange session with 4 other soldiers, all wearing simple combat fatigues. Nothing impressive about their appearance. They were small compared to Zelthian warriors, lacked natural armor, and carried themselves with an almost casual demeanor. Then the demonstration began. "This is a standard field training exercise," Rodriguez explained, her voice matter of fact. "Private Hassan will demonstrate basic obstacle navigation under combat conditions." Thaxter watched as the young human soldier, barely an adult by their species standards, proceeded to run, climb, jump, and crawl through a course that would challenge an elite Zelthian commando. The human completed it in 3 minutes, while carrying equipment that weighed nearly half his body mass. "Adequate," Thaxter said, trying to sound unimpressed. Rodriguez smiled. It was not a nice smile. "That was the warm-up, General." Hassan switched to combat tempo. The human ran the course again. This time, he completed it in under 2 minutes while simultaneously engaging holographic targets with perfect accuracy. Then he did it a third time wearing a sealed environmental suit. Then a 4th time after Rodriguez casually mentioned he'd been awake for 36 hours straight. "Ow!" Thaxter's tactical officer whispered. "His species evolved on a heavy gravity world. Earth gravity is only slightly above galactic average," Rodriguez replied, somehow hearing the whispered conversation from 15 feet away. "We're just persistent. Would you like to see our endurance metrics?" She pulled up data that made Thaxter's blood run cold. Human soldiers routinely marched 30 kilometers with full combat loads. They operated effectively after 72 hours without sleep. Their injury recovery rates were absurd. Broken bones healed in weeks, not months. "But surely your species has limits," Thaxter protested. "Pain thresholds, environmental tolerances." Rodriguez gestured to another soldier. "Corporal Kim, tell the general about Alaska training." The human grinned. "We do cold weather operations training in temperatures that would kill most species in minutes, sir. Then we do desert training in heat that causes equipment malfunctions. Then jungle training in humidity that shorts out sensors. Our basic training includes all 3 environments." "Why?" Thaxter asked, genuinely baffled. "Because Earth is hostile," Rodriguez said simply. "Every environment on our home world is trying to kill us. We have predators, parasites, diseases, extreme weather, and natural disasters. Humans evolved by being too stubborn to die." She paused. "Also, we hunt for fun. That bear skull on Private Hassan's desk? Weekend hobby." Thaxter felt something crack inside his worldview. His empire's military philosophy was built on superior technology and overwhelming force. The humans had stumbled into space with comparatively primitive ships and weapons, but their soldiers were forged in hell. "General, are you all right?" his aide asked. "You look unwell." Thaxter was doing calculations. The Zelthian Empire maintained order through military superiority. They conscripted soldiers who served 5 cycles before returning to civilian life. Training was 6 months. Combat was conducted from orbit when possible. These humans trained for years. They volunteered for service. They seemed to actively enjoy the hardship. And they had a population of 8 billion to draw from. "This summit is over," Thaxter said quietly. His staff looked shocked. "General, we haven't completed our assessment." "I have completed mine." Thaxter stood, removing his rank insignia with steady hands. "Lieutenant Krex, you are in command." I am resigning my commission effective immediately. What? What? Faxer looked at Rodriguez, who was watching him with knowing eyes. Because I'm a 43-cycle veteran who has seen everything the galaxy has to offer. And I just watch your average soldiers do things that would earn medals in any other military. He placed his insignia on the table. If I ever have to fight humans, I want them on my side. Rodriguez's smile turned genuine. General, are you asking to defect? I'm asking, Faxer said carefully, about your foreign enlistment program. I understand the French Foreign Legion has historical precedent. 3 months later, former General Faxer graduated from basic training at Fort Benning. He finished middle of his class. He had never been prouder of a middling score in his life. When asked why he left a prestigious command to become a human private, he always gave the same answer. I spent 40 years fighting for an empire. I'd rather spend the rest of my life training with warriors who march 30 kilometers before breakfast and consider it meditation. The interviewer would usually look confused. Faxer would smile and add, besides, the food is better. Have you tried pizza? Retry Claude can make mistakes. Please double-check responses.